Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 17th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop, and a couple things are apparent here. We have a trough moving towards the region. We're going to start kicking this onshore flow up here. We're going to cool down as we go into tomorrow, but one more very hot day here across some portions of Seattle, Portland. 90s can be expected. We'll take a look at those details, but tonight you're going to notice something quite glorious here, and it's going to bring the temperatures down as we go through the evening tonight. Some onshore flow is going to kick on with some marine push activity, but it's going to come at a cost because we're really going to kick up some winds as we go the Cascades east with some very low relative humidities here. There's going to be some pretty intense fire danger associated. We've also got lightning strikes that have been happening across Oregon the last couple of days. That could continue again today with this upper level low. And then we'll take a look at the extent because we have another trough dropping down. We have this tropical remnants here that are going to be moving up with Hurricane Hillary that it could be impacting portions of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and even the Rocky Mountains of Canada here. We'll take a look at those details coming up here in a moment. This is the visible satellite imagery. You can see a lot of smoke across some of the valleys of BC, some active fires going on here all the way down through Oregon as well. So let's check out this one across Idaho too. I didn't catch that one earlier, but producing quite a bit amount of smoke there. So interesting stuff here. This fire season here in the Pacific Northwest. You can see the marine there up against the coast this morning. Some low visibility is out there as well. But yeah, we're going to kick on this onshore flow as we go through the evening today, and things are definitely going to be a bit cooler as we go through tomorrow. A nice break coming here. I can hear the big sigh, the collective sigh from all the mossbacks here across the portions west of the Cascades. This is looking at yesterday's high temperatures here across Washington and Oregon, and you'll see that there's some 90s out here. If this updates, there we go. Check it out down towards Tacoma, some mid and upper 90s here. We had some 100-degree readings across southwest Washington. Look at Portland, 102. Willamette Valley, very downright hot again. Look at the Tri-Cities, 108. Ritzville, 107. You're kidding me. That's getting crazy out there. Very warm, but you could see yesterday as well down the coastal areas. If you wanted to beat the heat, that would be the place to go. But still another very warm day up towards Quileute, 84 degrees also. This is looking at thunderstorm potential today and tomorrow. It is going to be including some portions of Oregon out there, and hopefully we're not kicking off any lightning strikes with activity across some of Idaho too, and can't roll one out for Boise there and some of the higher terrain also. Look at the SeaTac. Look at this very impressive heat wave. 89, 94, 95, and again 95 yesterday. Probably headed for another 90-plus day again today. Well above average. No precipitation, but there's a little bit of a chance coming up here as we can bring a trough through the upcoming period here. We'll watch that here in some of the model runs in a moment. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on the link down below to save 10% off. You guys have probably been hearing me chat about this. It stores all the data for you in the cloud. It's all solar powered, wireless, ultrasonic anemometer. It even does the UV index for you, and it's matched up against much more expensive weather equipment. This is looking at the map. You can scroll all over the world and check out all the other Tempest weather stations. Look at them all up and down the Washington coastline. I just shipped one out, or I'm about to ship one out, actually, I should say, to someone across Forks, Washington. They're kind of a little bit of a deficit there where there are not as many people as well, but yeah, we'll have one out there here soon. This is looking at the temperature trend here. Check it out. Look at Roseburg and Medford dropping down as we go on into early next week coming up here. But one more brutally hot day here. I mean, look at 109. Actually, this is issued yesterday. I apologize for that, but we are going to be cooling down today. I was wondering about that because, yeah, yesterday was definitely a very hot day, and I didn't expect it to be that hot here, but still another very warm day here for Roseburg, Grants Pass, Medford, Rogue Valley International Airport there, and the cool down gradually going on in through next week here. No more 100-plus day temperatures here, at least for the in the meantime here for the next week or so for Southwest Oregon, and watch out for those thunderstorms too. Now, the difference between a fire weather watch and a red flag warning here is you can see critical fire conditions mean warm temperatures, low humidity, and strong and gusty winds. And this is when fire weather conditions are possible. But red flag warning means they are about to happen or they are happening out there. So just kind of the difference between when you see fire weather watch and red flag warning. If you ever visit the NOAA site, National Weather Service, nice stuff here from the National Weather Service, Great Falls, Montana. This is looking at the fire danger. Check it out for today. Look at this critical across eastern Washington, isolated dry thunderstorms here across eastern Oregon. This extends through Montana as well. And again tomorrow, the Columbia Basin under the gun here, including Pendleton, some of the east slopes of the Oregon Cascades as well. east slopes of the Cascades of Washington on into Idaho and Montana also as well. And day 3, we're going to continue that on with some low relative humidities and dry conditions there, especially east of the Cascades. Now, this is looking at the European last night's run here, 6-hour precipitation totals. And did you see that? You can see a little bit of that activity here as we go through. This will be Thursday today, this afternoon. Thunderstorm activity. And then we go through tomorrow, a little bit coming up towards the Blue Mountains as well. And again, some of these could be starting some fires. You see some decent precipitation amounts moving across the Rockies of BC and Alberta there as well. And watch what happens as we see the tropical moisture moving up from the south. Look at this. It interacts with this trough moving across Pacific Northwest here and brings some pretty intense precipitation across portions of eastern Oregon, clipping eastern Washington, Idaho, the higher terrain of Montana, western Montana, up through some of Canada here as well. So interesting stuff here with the interaction of a trough and this very deep, rich tropical moisture moving up from the southwest portion of the USA, remnants of Hurricane Hillary that will be moving up across the region there. Now, this is looking at Portland. Check out the temperature today. Again, another very hot day here before we cool down tomorrow. You're going to notice that cool down there and still staying pretty warm, though, as we go through the weekend for Portland, but definitely not as hot as it has been. Seattle, again, the GFS calling for 91 degrees, but look at this big cool down as we go towards Friday. A little bit of a bounce back here as we go through Sunday and Monday, however, but not as hot as we were. This is looking at the GFS. Check it out. Upper level low off the coast of California. Here goes our onshore flow. Extreme fire danger here east of the Cascades. Trough moving across the area here. And then we get this tropical moisture start to move up. That's going to interact with this trough here. Look at that kind of interesting scenario unfolding here. But this would be mainly for portions east. Some of this moisture could try to move up west of the Cascades. We'll see how that trends here over the next couple of days. But yeah, this thing's going to swing through here and kind of keep a nice onshore flow going at times on in through next week. This is looking at total precipitation in inches on the European, and watch this. You can see some thunderstorm activity in the meantime, Saturday afternoon again there as well. But then you can see the tropical surge move up across California, Nevada. Look at this, eastern Oregon, Idaho. Big precipitation amounts possible with this tropical moisture moving up across places east of the Cascades, mainly interacting with the trough and bringing big amounts all the way up into Canada here. So we're going to have to watch this over the next couple of days and see if this trends a little bit further west with some of the model runs. Here we go, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This just means we are favorable for above average conditions as we go through August 26th. And the precipitation here with the big slug of moisture moving up in the upper level low hanging out there across California, bringing that precip up across the region. And that's why we're going to be above average to the August 26th period. Here we go, 7 day significant fire potential here. Check out today and tomorrow here. Columbia Basin's going to be under the gun here for a couple days at least, and probably on in through Saturday here as well. So watch out. As you guys know, humans are the main cause of a lot of these fires here across the region. So let's do our best not to add to that. Now, here we go, 100-meter wind speed. So as we go through the day today, we're going to be, again, very warm, probably pushing 90, 91 for Seattle Metro. Some areas even hotter, but look at the onshore flow arrive as we start to go through the afternoon. This is going to be glorious tonight. You're going to be able to open those windows up and really get a nice cool down here as you go through the nighttime hours. But again, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to come at a cost with some winds picking up through the afternoon hours today and again tomorrow with very low relative humidity values. I think we'll look at that chart here next. Now, taking a look here, this is going to be going through this afternoon. Watch these relative humidity values just drop off into the single digits for some area east of the Cascades. And again, we're going to do that again Friday and look at some of this dry air rolling across the region. All it takes is a spark to kick off some pretty intense fire activity, so be careful out there. And Saturday, yet again, some very low relative humidity values across places east of the Cascades. And now looking at El Nino, check it out. Nino 3.4, this is where we measure ENSO, the El Nino Southern Oscillation. You can see we moved into moderate territory somewhere in June here, bounced back down a little bit here, but now we've been on this upward trend, and 1.5 is considered strong El Nino. So we're already almost there here as of August 16th. We're getting close. Of course, it's not going to be officially considered an El Nino, so you get the 5-month running total that indicates as such, but still, we are definitely warming up there across the equatorial Pacific, and looks like we're headed for a moderate, strong El Nino here as we go through the fall and winter months, so we'll continue to monitor that. Usually means warmer than normal here across Pacific Northwest, but it can mean windstorms or even some intense rainfall at times, and we can get snow during El Nino years also, so I don't want to try to tell everybody that it can't snow or anything like that, or you can't get some pretty interesting weather here across the Pacific Northwest, because you clearly can even during El Nino years. This is sea surface temperature, and this water here is very abnormally warm here up the west coast here, and it's probably helping things Remain warm overnight. We've had some pretty lofty overnight temperatures here across some of the area, and I'll show you here in the anomaly map. You can clearly see this all the way towards the Washington coastline. The water has really warmed up quite dramatically off the coast of California here as well over the last week or so. But yeah, interesting stuff here, folks. This onshore flow is going to be nice tonight, but of course that fire danger is going to kick up, and we'll watch the remnants there of that tropical system move up and try to get into the Pacific Northwest as well. We'll see how that trends and goes tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream probably today. We're going to talk about the California weather. It is an extremely rare event going on down there. The hurricane is going to get really close to California here and probably impact them as a tropical storm. So we'll be doing that. I'll do some Q&As for Pacific Northwest stuff as well, and we can just chat and see how it goes here. I'll probably do that this evening sometime around 6 o'clock or so, but I'll put a little advanced notification there on Twitter to let you know when I'm going to do that here as we go through this afternoon. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the weather here. The cool down is coming for a lot of the region. Hold on just one more day or get out and enjoy that heat if you like it there across places west of the Cascades. But the coast is definitely cooling down. But anyway, turning your notifications on. We'll talk later, and I'll talk to you guys in tomorrow's briefing as well.